Okay. As the guardian wolf fades into wisps of light, its glowing eyes linger for just a moment longer in the still air as a quiet farewell hanging above your heads in the distance. The grove and the land that you're standing on grows calmer. The tension in the air is dissipating. There's a faint breeze that starts to stir, bringing it the earthy scent with a hint of something that smells a little bit metallic, but a little bit citrusy and a little bit sweet in the air. In the center of the clearing, you see a single death's bloom flower commanding your attention. Its petals are shimmering very faintly under the moonlight, almost like a polished stone. You see the petals shifting in color, going from blue to violet to crimson, each hue blending seamlessly into the next. The flower seems to hum faintly, its light pulsing in rhythm with the forest whispers. Around the flower itself, the ground is blackened as if it were burned by fire. There's nothing that grows around it, but the flower itself is thriving. As you approach it, you feel the weight of the moment settle over you. Each step seems a little bit louder and louder. The crunching of the dead leaves beneath you and the grass beneath you echoing into the still night air. Louder and louder as you get closer and closer to the flower. What do you do?
Would it be a nature check to kind of see what I know about the Death Bloom flower?
Yes.
Okay, I want me and Alaris to do a nature check.
Oh, I keep forgetting I'm not supposed to fucking roll.
But you're supposed to roll for Alaris, technically.
Well, no, I'm not supposed to use the character sheet to roll because Chrome has a heart attack whenever I turn off GPU acceleration or hardware acceleration when I share Arcane. So right now it's off, so the rolling animation freaks it the fuck out. So
I see.
But yeah, I rolled a 10, and that's with the +4 modifier.
I rolled the 20, and that's with a +2 modifier.
Okay, so this flower is named after your mother. So basically, this flower is named after your mother.
Sick.
Alright, so with a 20, you are able to recall that not much has been learned about the Death's Bloom. You recall reading it in ancient tomes, in botanist works and botanist literature in your studies. And in doing so, you only learn that this flower is almost something of mythology. You never dreamt that it could be real. And one thing that you do recall is that it has the potential for great healing properties, as well as great destructive properties.
Do I know that if I, let's say, were to harvest said Death's Bloom flower, it would harm me in any way?
No, you wouldn't know that. You rolled a 20. Okay. Yeah, you think back and don't recall ever reading anything specifically about the way it should be harvested or potentially being harmful if you were to pick the flower by hand.
Okay. Then I go and try and harvest the flower by hand.
All right. The instant that you pluck the flower, the surrounding environment reacts. There's a deep hum that starts to reverberate through the air, vibrating deep in your chest as you feel a sudden breeze rush past you. The glow in the flower's core starts to flare for a moment, basically marking the act of you plucking it before it starts to dim again. The earth beneath you feels steady, but there's a sense of emptiness, of quiet, as that breeze dissipates into still air. Like the environment itself is acknowledging what you've just done and the consequences of lifting this flower from its home. With the flower in hand, the environment starts to fall back to a peaceful setting. There's a faint warmth that pulses and tingles at your fingertips. It's not hurting you, but you feel something almost alive and tingling in your fingers as you hold it. As you contemplate the power that might be unlocked at your fingertips and what you could do with it.
Trying to think of it. Do I have anything to store this in my inventory without it getting like destroyed, or would that matter?
Yeah, no, you can do that. That's okay. You don't need to do anything special.
Okay.
Just in his asshole.
Just straight up my ass.
Mm-hmm.
There's a liminal space that exists between realities. I keep it right up my butthole. Alright,
They newsflash, they found purgatory in a man's asshole.
Newsflash, asshole. It's been here the whole time.
Gotcha, bitch.
The gays are onto something, you see. It's not a doorway to heaven. Alright,
No, it's the most hole filled with glory you'll ever have.
Alright, so you're standing in the midst of this field as you look around and take in the surroundings. You see small patches of different types of flowers and plants around you, as well as a chest that is standing or sitting at the base of where you summoned the wolf from that wasn't there before.
Check that shit for traps.
Okay, so if you
Dear.
want to do that, what do you do?
Oh, I thought you were rolling to check for
Yeah,
No,
I'm saying
no,
if,
yours
Tenno-
is a fuck ton better than mine.
Alright,
You have a +6, I have a +3.
That's fair. I will roll to check for traps. What is that again? Which one would that be?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
No, wait. No, wait. I mean investigation. Sleight of hand
pick,
is to open
pocket,
it.
Conceal, handheld object.
I fucked that up. I think it'd be
Oh, it's
investigation.
Would it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. Yeah, you said a +6.
Intelligent allows you to find obscure information in books or deduce how something works. That's investigation.
Yeah, it's also checking for traps.
Alright,
It's
well,
also
either
very
way,
good.
it's a +6.
Maybe it's survival, actually.
No, it's not. Survival is more like nature-based.
Avoid natural hazards. Okay.
So I rolled a 22.
Okay. So as you investigate the chest, you do not see anything suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Alright, well, I opened the chest.
Alright, as you open the chest, you see a few smooth, translucent stones glowing faintly in the dark. So these are spirit stones. They're worth 100 gold pieces each. Let's say you found 2 of them.
2 of them? Alright.
Yep.
Then I'll snag them and put them in my bag.
Alright.
And it's the word of wise,
adding
Dan.
that to your inventory, make sure to like write that down. What's that, Maddie?
Oh, no.
So for that chest thing, he checked for traps, and then he also has to open the said chest unless it was locked.
He said he opened it.
Okay, well I'm just saying, was it locked?
No.
Oh, okay, never mind then. We're good. Sorry.
You're fine.
Just
So
wanna make
in
sure.
addition
So
to
there's... So what? Sorry?
there are 2 spirit stones,
Spirits.
which are worth 100 gold each. You might also want to take a moment as we go through the loot here to figure out, talk amongst yourselves how you want to distribute it. All right. Let's see. There's a small ring made of intertwined vines that look like they're basically forever fresh and green. Like they don't seem like they're decaying or dead, despite how long they look like they've been there. It's called a verdant ring, so Verdant ring. It grants the wearer resistance to poison damage and advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. And if you need me, I can just paste it, guys.
Yeah, just paste it.
Yep.
Easier to read.
And the last thing you find... Oops. The last thing you find is a small stone fragment that looks like it belonged to a much larger piece of stone statue or pillar of some kind. It's a fragment of the Wolf Guardian. It's basically a shard or a piece of stone with a luminous essence left behind by the spirit wolf, so it's like been touched by the wolf, and you can use it once per week to summon the wolf's form for his help in tracking.
So luminous stone, you can activate it once per week.
I want the fucking stone. Take the fucking ring.
I felt like that's more of like a group item. Anyway.
I want it in my hand.
Okay. That's for you guys to decide how you want to divvy it up.
Sure. Take the stone. Whatever.
My precious.
If not, I was gonna fight for it, so.
My ring. My precious, precious vine ring.
Okay. And then how do y'all want to distribute the 2 stones and the ring?
There's 2 stones?
There's 2 spirit stones worth 100 each and 1 ring.
Let's give the stones to Lars for now. He'll just hold on to them.
Okay.
So let me make a note. Lars.
Yeah, by the way, I started making a spreadsheet. I don't know if you guys want to use it. Just let me know. But I figured we could use it for like seeing in inventory and just like quickly jotting shit down in there.
Okay.
Let me see where the fuck I had it. Is this it? That ain't it. Maybe here? We don't have to use it at all or right now, but let me know what you guys think of like doing something like this. It's not polished at all. I literally just like jotted it down. But the idea is that like you could hover over an item. So like if you hover over or if you click on Verdant Ring, like you could see details about it.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice.
And that would
Okay.
be cool too. Like
Well,
if you guys are
we
doing
can
shit
go
in
put
fights
that
and like,
out.
yeah. Like if you guys are doing shit in fights, then you guys are all can kind of quickly see what each other have in their inventory and you can plan shit. Yeah,
Good
I'll
idea.
probably build it out like properly, make it look nice, and then we can do stuff for like armor and shit like that.
So I
Yeah.
know Alara's just gonna get the. Oh, nope. Get the soul spirit stone.
By the way, if you want to do that thing where like you click on it, all you have to do is right click on whatever cell, and it's like something like add note or something. What the fuck is it? Oh yeah, you just right click on it and there's an option that says like add note,
Okay.
insert note.
Ah, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, we can mess with this more offline too,
Yeah.
for whatever is in your guys' inventory, but it's just an idea. I think it'd be useful.
No, I agree.
Right. So to continue, what do you guys want to do at this point after you've collected these treasures?
Mm, I'm gonna turn to Tyr and ask him, based on his knowledge of the Death Bloom, where do you think it's located?
We just got the death
You
bloom,
already
didn't
picked
we?
it.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought we were gonna go find this son of a bitch. I thought you were just telling him what it was. My bad.
You're
Nope. After we came back from the wolf guardian, we were face to face with a death bloom.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You're good.
All right. All right, crew. I think we should go ahead and head back.
Alaris turns to the both of you and says, I think we have a lot to discuss before we head back to meet Selka. With everything we've just learned, we don't. I'm not sure who to trust, or what we should tell her, or the elders for that matter. So, how
Well,
much do you remember from both of you guys? How much do you remember what the fuck you learned about Selka, or think you know about Selka at this point?
That she be like, that she necessarily can't be trusted.
Before I said the thing that I just said.
I know. Well, no shit. You're asking me, and I'm
No, but
fucking
like
telling
based on
you.
like specifically based on like the wolf interactions and what you talked to him about. And if you need a
I remember
reminder,
the
I can just
wolf.
like kind of tell you.
Yeah,
No,
slim, sketchy son of a bitch.
Yeah, I just remember the wolf
Very
saying that
selfish.
she's not who you think she is. She's a very self-centered, sketchy person. Um, she tries to play it off like she's not, but she actually is like more for profit than anything.
I
That's what I
don't
remember.
remember the wolf saying that, but for
I
context, when
do.
you guys first arrived, the wolf started being incredibly angry at you, partly because he could smell the scent of Selka on you, and the scent of, and once you said the name, like, because he asked you what brought you here, who did you talk
Mm-hmm.
to send you here, once you said the name Selka, he got very ferociously angry at the name itself. and he started telling you about his role is to guard the forest and to guard the death bloom, but there's a group of people that basically sealed him away until you guys freed him. And the scent of the
Mhm.
people who sealed him away is what you guys were carrying on you. You smelled like them.
Yeah, and they're being self-centered.
I
And you
don't
said they
remember.
couldn't
I
be
don't remember.
trusted. Yeah,
I wouldn't.
I'm dead serious.
Okay, if you say so. Fair
I
enough.
mean, we have a fucking recording of it.
Fair enough. I could be remembering my notes and what I wrote more than what I said or improvised in the moment. So fair enough.
I'm pretty sure that's what was said. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it's totally fair. I could have just said it. Okay. Yeah, and so this partly goes back to Selka potentially having connections to the Nightshade Brotherhood. And if they were the ones that sealed him away, do we want to trust her?
What I think we should do is travel with caution, but still go ahead through it. And then if shit hits the fan, we can settle it.
I
Is
was gonna
would
say
be
what we could do is head back to our inn, like we're coming back from an adventure, which we obviously they know we were just having, and then we'll discuss it there, try and talk about what we should and shouldn't do, and discuss the implications of each.
I honestly think we should discuss it here because there's no one else around and there could be someone to that could listen to us.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Also, why
Um
waste a trip?
exactly.
I think we should
Let's
meet
just
with
talk
the.
and walk.
I think we should meet with Salka and the elders eventually, but I don't know how much we should tell them or how much to believe either
Do
of
we
them.
have hold on. Steve, you didn't prepare any more spells, right?
One more command. I didn't have so I got it wrong. Misty Step is one more spell ahead of me. So instead I got command. So here's the pickle we're in. We can't go back or else we're going to be questioned by both the elders and by Selka.
Why would we why would we be questioned by the elders when the elders don't know we're doing this to begin with?
True, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to go back to the inn. But I have a feeling if we come back out of nowhere, they already expect us to be at the inn anyway or in the grove. But we come back out of nowhere.
As far as they know, I mean, we're kind of already building in. We've established some trust with them already. I don't think they're gonna give us a third degree about where we were or even be looking for us. It's just a matter of if we talk about this or if we tell them about Selka or about the Death's Bloom or about the Guardian or any of this. They've forbidden the use of this flower. I doubt they want us here, but I don't know how much they know. In the meantime, we still have to consider the reason why we did it was to try and alleviate the curse on Senna, and for
Mm-hmm.
that we need Selka.
We could get her to do what we want by force.
If she has connections to the Brotherhood who could seal away this ancient spirit, I feel like she's well connected enough to protect herself.
Yes, but at a knife at that point in time.
I mean, we could have done that to begin with, too, if that was.
Yes, but I'm saying like we did what she wanted. We got the flower for her. if she does what you want her to do. I mean, unless there's some, I know we're not exactly trustworthy with her, but I don't really see any other way to cure her besides this. Like, don't be a dick, or we'll come at you.
A lot of criminals don't think like that.
Yes, well,
They'll do what they want to do, especially if it's for their own benefit.
thank you, Maddie.
That was Senna.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was Senna.
forehead.
Senna is our resident
It's not like I'm
Prim-
leader of a gang or
crime
anything.
lord.
Crime lord, yeah.
Yeah.
Or crime gang, sorry.
So I mean, what do you think we should? How do you think we should handle her, Senna, if she's connected with this underground criminal
Yes.
network?
I think we
What do you
should
think?
proceed with caution when we do eventually like hand it over. I want to be like basically hovering over her
Okay.
just in case she does anything. Make sure we probably have like maybe some like bells or something to like detain her maybe just in case she does end up acting fucking weird. Um, you have entangled.
I mean, here's the thing. She could just take the flower and run.
Well, yeah.
Where's she
Well, I
gonna
mean,
go? This is her shop or
Clearly,
home.
she
If
has.
we go
I'm
there,
just saying, that she might know other ways out of the city if
there
she
might
had
be
some escape
tunnels,
hatch,
like yeah, escape
like underneath her
things in her
underneath her
shop.
shop.
are you
Yeah.
suggesting we confront her with the full force of the grove, or are you suggesting we question her and she might run just by being spooked?
We give her what she wants, which is the flower anyway. She's obviously this is a rare flower that the grove doesn't want to be used in the first place, but I'm sure she would want it because it seems like it would be valuable. She takes it, we give it to her. She does whatever she's gonna do. Let's say she prepares and she leaves.
But we want it done with our with her in
Yeah,
like
we can insist
like
that
a
we're there.
arm what the fucking English today, holy shit. Within like an arm's length and
Yeah.
have it done in front of us so we could see it.
Yeah, we can insist that she prepares the antidote, the remedy for Senna in front of us
Okay.
before we go, and maybe, I mean, how much do we want to press her about what she knows or her ties to the Nightshade Brotherhood?
We could
How
probably
much do we
maybe
want to
put
press
it in like
press her?
casual conversation and see what we can gather from there. And then if we need to, we can just
Sure. We could try and see what she knows casually without having to be like, hey, so about that Nightshade Brotherhood.
agreed. Agreed.
But what I don't understand is if she's connected to the Brotherhood and the Brotherhood is the one or are the ones that sealed away the fox or the wolf guardian, she had to have known that. Well, maybe not, but she had to assume to some extent that we might free the guardian.
What are you implying?
Do you think that's what she wanted?
I'm not implying. I don't know. I don't know. Like, wouldn't that go against the Brotherhood's wishes, or it's just a risk that she was willing to take, or hoped that we wouldn't do it, and we could get the flower without awakening the guardian? I don't know.
Or we could ask her why she would send us to a guardian thinking that we would have died anyway.
I keep
Did she say
thinking
this was a death march?
no. She said it was more an adventure, but I think that the reason why they put her away or put the guardian
Or a
away is
suicide
because
mission?
they didn't want to like deal with the guardian perhaps, so like they just stowed him away so they could do whatever they wanted to do. Um so they didn't have like the guardian or whatever breathing over their back.
Yeah.
So it's a
So thinking
possibility.
back to what the guardian had told us, he basically said that these masked groups of people started siphoning off and upsetting the balance of the energy in the forest. And then when he was trying to stop them, eventually they were too strong for him, and they sealed him away.
Yeah, I think it kind of goes
So
back to what I was
Yeah.
just saying.
it sounds like we need to question her about this guardian. Why was
Very
it sealed
carefully.
away?
I
Clearly,
don't
we need to change
think
the
we
way
should
it's
ask her
spoken.
about the guardian. I think we should ask her about the wolf statue and see what she says, and then we can progress forward.
So you're saying just
Start back, and then
more
move forward.
carefully. Okay.
Yeah, with criminals, you have to be very careful. They are
Okay.
mischievous ones.
That's
Okay.
Senna's tagline. Criminals
Check
have to
the
be very
banner.
careful. Yeah.
I've got tons of these things.
Got tons of these criminals in there.
All right.
Got a whole boxes full of criminals.
I was thinking box of banners because of her previous faggot banner.
Mm,
All right. How do you
pretty good.
guys feel about the plan moving forward then? We go in, get the remedy that we need, and try to lightly question her.
Yes, I would say so. Let's see where that gets us.
Okay.
All I would say, just be on stand guard just in case she does anything stupid. So, Laura's probably, I would say, probably have your, what's this, entangle spell ready. Just in case if she, like, bolts.
Wand at the
Because,
ready, Lars.
exactly.
Alaris
And
double taps his
then,
staff on the ground.
shit.
Very large wand at the ready.
I have a stick. It's sort of like a wand, but bigger.
Because that's a reaction.
Aha, so you are a wizard. He admits it.
Hold on 1 second.
Take her down.
My god. So, Maddie, I don't know if you still fuck around with your Nito, but I do all the time. This thing is as hard as a fucking rock right now because it's so cold in here.
Solid as a rock.
Can you hear that shit?
I haven't touched mine in a while.
This thing is a rock. Damn. When we're in between games, especially, I'm always just like, hell yeah.
Like an
And
invisible
then,
cat.
Just, no, just
Yes.
it's already like a square, so I'm just molding the square a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more.
those things are so fun.
They're very addicting.
Um, and then I'm gonna say to Tyr, you should probably have your prestidigitation spell ready. Um, it, especially with the sensory effect. So if we see her getting a little bouncy, you can cast that and kind of calm her down, or do
Okay.
whatever you see fit. So, Steve, if you go into your spells and click on it, it says sensory effect, and you can put any like harmless sensory effects, so you can like make her think she's like tripping on acid or something.
You are very, very high.
Have fun on
Or
some
like have her be like
woozles.
trapped in a bubble with like that fart spray. That'd be fucking hysterical.
Yeah, whatever kind of game we're running here.
Or whatever.
Oh, I have an idea.
Whatever you think, but I think that's
Dealer's
probably our.
choice.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's it, and then I'll kind of like stand like close so she does like end up bolting. I can try to grab her, and if I can't grab her, then Alaris, you should entangle or whatever.
Okay. Let's be
Nah.
let's be ready to do that, but not
Not show it,
let's
just be
refrain,
ready.
but also let's refrain from having that be our first option. I think the less she knows, the more we can get out of her.
I know, but I'm just saying, just in case
motif
she
of them.
comes a
Yeah,
ride, she's on edge,
right, right.
thinks she's caught, then she's gonna do something. Therefore, we need to react about it.
Got it. Okay, so DM speaking. I'd like to basically fast forward and teleport you guys to Selka's shop.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to her shop, which is, again, for memory's sake, it's nestled underneath or integrated within the roots of massive trees that run alongside this herbs district. There's the faint green light glowing from lanterns and potions and elixirs on the shelves throughout her shop, but it's pretty much very, very dimly lit. It's very tough to see other than that. Her shadowy figure starts to emerge and steps towards to greet you guys. And she says, "Welcome back. Did you finish the job?"
You want to take point on this? Tear.
We did more than finish the job. No, you owe us what you promised us.
"A deal is a deal," she says, and extends her hand outward to accept the flower.
So, how long is this supposed to take?
The preparation won't take long. I can do it right here before you if you're ready to accept the remedy.
How long
I,
is not too long?
Minutes, really.
I hand over the flower.
She accepts it, and as she grabs a hold of it, she starts analyzing it and looking at it from all sorts of different angles, almost like she's checking to see if it's the real thing, but in doing so, showing that she knows what the real thing looks like.
Does she look giddy at all? Like her demeanor?
Um,
Does she look like happy or like?
you see a very slight grin etch across her face as she says, my, you've really done it.
Okay.
Heaven knows what trials you must have faced to secure it, but well done. It could not have been easy, but I assure you the rewards will be well worth it." And as she says that, she takes it behind her counter, still in view of you guys, and starts pulling from her shelves different herbs and elixirs and ingredients. She pulls one of the tomes from her bookshelf and starts flipping through it, looking through the ingredients and the recipe for it. And then she takes in kind of a rushed and jumbled fashion, she kind of like grabs everything around her arms and makes her way over to her cauldron by the back of her remedy shop.
I'm gonna
So
move back there.
yeah, you guys can follow her. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you can still see what she's up to.
Can I
She
see the
starts.
ingredients she's choosing besides the obviously the flower?
You wouldn't really recognize them. You can just see different elixirs that have been like pre-made already, as
Okay.
well as different herbs that don't really look too familiar. That she's kind of like pulling out and plopping into to her cauldron as she's kind of like preparing the the elixir for Senna.
Yeah.
As she's preparing it, do you guys want to talk to her or ask her or do anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask her. So when we first got here, you're talking about the trials and stuff that we would have to go through. Why did you say it the way that you did?
Well, I meant it more in the general sense. You see, procurement of such a specimen is a challenge, to be sure. What with the elders in all their wisdom securing it, locking it away behind prying eyes, it must have been difficult to attain, let alone smuggle back here. That's all I meant.
Oh, it's like
You can do an insight to see how much you trust her.
While she's doing the insight, can I ask her? I'm gonna ask her a question. So
Okay.
I got another question for you. What's so special about the flower that you need it for this specific cure?
hey bitch.
Answer it.
Oh, well, let me do Maddie first. What's that, Maddie?
Nat 20, motherfucker.
Okay, so Nat 20. From what you can tell, the words that she's saying are perfectly honest. Like they're accurate and true, but you get the feeling that she's not telling you everything, that she's telling you everything truthfully, but that she's kind of withholding some things about what she's saying.
Okay.
So for Tyr, sorry, remind me again what you just asked. What's so
What's so
special about the
special about
flower?
this flower?
Okay, so she turns to you and she looks up in a haste as she's continuing her work and stirring through her cauldron. She explains to you the Death's Bloom has revolutionary properties. The 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 curse that's been placed on your friend here was not one of the natural world. It requires a special solution. Its healing properties are second to no other in this grove. Rest assured, it'll do the trick. And she kind of
And it
like
can.
snaps with a bit of a skip in her step, and she's a little bit
So
excited as she's getting to work.
besides this curse or this ailment upon my friend here, what else can this flower heal?
The the Death's Bloom has been touched by the spirits of the forest. As such, it can heal ailments of the spirit. More than flesh wounds, this is something to be saved for something enduring, everlasting, much like a curse.
All right, I see. And it's, I'm guessing, quite rare.
Rare indeed.
All right. I'm gonna keep my hand just on my waistband right near my dagger.
Okay. Is there anything
Not
else?
not like I'm about to like unsheath it,
No, I
just
know. Just like hand on your hip, kind of like I
yeah.
got you.
Ready that shit.
Yeah. It doesn't arouse suspicion. Um, is there anything else you want to press her on?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go and say, so when we got there, we seen like this big animal head, maybe like a wolf or something. Do you know anything about that? Well, we weren't sure what it was. We just kind of forgot it or seen it and then just kept going off in the forest.
An animal head. Well, these these woods, before they've become corrupted and contaminated and overgrown, they once served as lively, healthy, bustling areas and sites for druidic rituals and prayers. What you're describing is a very common sight throughout the entire woods and the entire grove, in fact. These totems are often used to denote spiritual significance of an area, or to conjure, or to help as totems to help conjure magic and channel magic and amplify druidic powers.
Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of lean in and say, okay, well, I mentioned a statue, but I didn't mention any totems, but there were totems at the statue, so how would you know about that?
Well, I wouldn't know there were totems around that specific statue exactly, but I use them somewhat interchangeably. I'm describing the typical materials and sites and decoration and materials used for rituals and for sacred spaces among druid forests. So they'll often have totems, they'll often have statues. Why are you so curious about this?
It's just something we came across. We weren't 100% sure what it was, so
Well, it must not be the first time you've come across totems of druidic significance in these forests.
I actually haven't came across any of them, but that's why I was curious about it. So I'm not in part of these woods very often.
Quick question, Maddie, are you lying to her?
Yes, straight to her
Okay,
face.
okay. Okay, so she looks at you and kind of tilts her head. If I were you, I'd do a little bit more exploring. You'd be surprised what treasures you can find in our little grove.
Mm. What kind of little treasures would you say? What kind of neat pieces?
Sacred sites are aplenty. Totems are aplenty, and treasures like the one that I'm trying to concoct for you this very moment.
Oh, there's nothing more than that. Oh,
That's the end of that sentence.
oh, my bad. I thought there was more to that.
No, she's
um,
referring to the potion, to the cure.
yeah, I got you. Um, does Alaris have anything to say?
Um, Alaris kind of like looks at you both and like tilts his head um, in an attempt to kind of like subtly remind you of what he had brought up earlier when you were talking privately. Um, and his concern of like why would she want to free the guardian? Like he kind of just mentions like guardian, like just tilting his head, like indicating that he kind of just wants you to press it a little bit more. Um,
So I
and
just
that's a
nod.
Lars, that's not Dan, so you
I know,
don't
I know,
have
I
to do
know.
that.
No, 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 no. So I'll nod my head and I'll look at Suka and say, one of our trials to get this flower was having to go through trials of a spirit guardian. Why didn't you not tell us about that beforehand? And B, why did you want us to go through that for this flower? Why free it?
Well, in all honesty, I didn't think it would matter. You see, I felt like if I told you, you'd be less likely to go forth and try and collect this cure for your friend. But if you tried and succeeded, all the better. But if you tried and failed, then it wouldn't matter. I don't know much
What?
about the Guardian, but I know enough to know not to trifle with him lightly. So I withheld some information from you.
But you didn't ask us why you would want us to free the guardian. Is
Who
it the
said
only
I
way to get
wanted
to
you
the
to do
flower?
that?
Well, that was the only way to get the flower, correct?
I couldn't know such a thing. There are some secrets hidden even to me. The
So at this
grove is a
point, I'm
mysterious
starting
one.
to reach towards my dagger and just kind of unsheath it a little bit. Just say, so why send us to that shrine in the first place? If we
Because
didn't have to go
I
there.
need the flower for your friend's cure.
So then I unsheath my dagger. So I'm going to ask you again. Why did you send us to that shrine if
Do you
we
want
didn't need to go there to get the flower?
do you want to roll an insight?
Yes. I'd like to roll an insight.
Close does
Also,
she look like she's
intimidation.
still completing that?
Can I roll two? Insight, intimidation?
Well, insight's just
Yeah.
checking like.
Let's do one thing at a time, right? Do insight and then see if you want to do intimidation.
Fair enough.
As you slowly start to unsheath your sword, maybe you're taking in her answer.
God damn. Oh, wait, that's backwards. That's why I can't read it. 12. Wait, insight plus 14.
Okay. From everything you can tell, she's giving you an honest answer that she needed the flower to make the cure
No, no, no. But why did she send us to that shrine? That's what I was trying to figure
because
out. What was it?
that's where the flower is.
So I asked beforehand, what did we have to go through that shrine to get to the flower? And she said
And
yes.
she said she doesn't. She said she doesn't know.
Oh, she says she doesn't
Yeah,
know.
she said some
Although she's.
secrets of the grove are unknown even to me.
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't
I
know
thought
anything.
I took that as like a no, and she was being facetious. Okay.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
Yeah. All right. I'll keep my hand on my dagger, but my dagger
Okay.
stays in my sheath.
How close does it look like she's being done with this thing?
She's probably like 80% of the way at this point.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna say very firmly, uh, kind of like in her ear, and ask her, um, so why did you think it was not important to tell us something that you knew that we were gonna go through?
Like I told you, strangers, this is a transaction. I don't know you. You're not entitled to tell me anything about your background. Shady as though it may seem, she like looks you specifically, Senna, up and down. After the both of you kind of remember bonded over a little bit about your criminal roots, and she continues to say, "And as I've told your friend here, I didn't think it would matter. Either you've succeeded, and more power to you, all the better, everyone wins, or not, and it's no skin off my back."
But what happens if we got in deep shit? What do you think would happen then?
I'm not in any position to presume the will of the spirits.
So if something did happen to us, we survived, what do you think we would come and do?
Well, you see, I felt like, and still feel like, I have the leverage because there's a lot about me you don't know. Not only that, I'm still the only one with the cure, which has not been completed yet. If there's something you're getting at, why don't you just ask?
Well,
Right, and then okay, so then I'm gonna um make sure like my hands are ready just in case some shit went down. And I'm gonna say, okay, how about you come and cut the shit? When we were talking to said guardian or whatever the fuck that was that we seen, um, he seemed not to like you, because of what we smelt like and when he heard your name. Um, and he told us some pretty horrific, like, what's the word? Horrific shit. And I didn't like that. And I don't like people like that sending me places that I don't like being in. So, tell me what the fuck happened. Or
So,
if
so you've made friends with the spirit of the
I
forest.
did not. I did not say that. I said I met him.
Well, certainly you've met and you've become fast friends for you to be bonding over stories like this.
I did not say we made friends. I said I met him. Like I met you. We're not friends. You're an acquaintance. Someone that I
We
know.
he said that when we mentioned your name.
What's her demeanor? Did it shift? Did it change?
Uh, she sort of stiffens up and sits up straight, leans away a little bit from her cauldron that she's been hunched over. She scans the room. She looks at each one of your faces one by one, looks at you in the eyes. And you can see the gears kind of working in her mind about what she's going to say next. She begins by saying, "It seems the spirit is understandably enraged by some of my acquaintances. What
And
their business with the spirit is none of mine."
so, what did you have to do? Um, or or what did you do in where you took us in order for this entity or this guardian not to like you?
I seem to have that effect on people. And then as she stares at or not stares but glances at Tyr, who's still with his hand on his blade. And then she continues to explain, "I've run with some less than reputable characters, as I'm sure you've come to understand by now. The group I associate with have plans and aspirations of their own. They don't necessarily reflect mine."
Who's this group?
Oh, don't be coy. I think we both know who I'm talking about at this point. But their name is not one that I repeat within these walls. I don't make a habit of it. Let me put it this way. The Brotherhood has a certain amount of power, aspirations, for control. They're the ones who sealed the spirit, and they have deeper ties than even myself. They did so to gain access to the forest's power without the Guardian's interference. But that doesn't mean my aspirations align with theirs. As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy. So I went along, supported them in their quest. That does not make me one of them. Not in the ultimate sense.
So now that this guardian is free, what happens after?
Well, I suspect he'll be doing what he does best, won't he? He'll be protecting the forest, saving all the little critters, and won't we all be better off for it? I'm sure the elders will be quite happy to see his return. They've no doubt felt it echo through the forest already now that you've awakened him.
we were to somehow get in contact with this brotherhood, could we?
Believe me, they'll contact you if they're interested.
I just give Tyr
They're
this
quite
smart
good at
ass
that.
fucking look. It's like, come on, bro.
No. I want to see how easy it was. Alright.
Done with this fucking thing yet?
As she finishes her thoughts, she gives it one final stir and lifts the ladle up and drips it down and down to see the consistency and the texture of the elixir that she's been brewing. And with that, she grabs from the shelf behind her an empty elixir container. It's this glass kind of prism shaped container, and she begins to slowly pour it into the vial before corking it and handing it to you, Senna.
How big is this? What'd you say?
It fits.
vial.
Yeah, it's like a vial. It's like, let's say, like a few inches, like maybe like 4 inches tall.
So in her hand, it would be like.
You could drink
this
it. You
big,
could
but-
drink it in basically one shot.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn to Selka and say, just make sure we're on the same page. Why don't you take this elixir and take a shot for me real quick?
I don't know where the suspicion came from. We
You
made
can
a
never
deal.
be you
You-
can never be too careful.
We made a deal. You've upheld your part of the bargain, not without many questions of your own. How about a little bit more trust?
See,
like
the
you
thing
said,
is,
we just met. You
the
can
thing
never be
is,
too
is
careful.
I don't do trust like that. It's not my forte.
Come now, isn't there
So-
honor among thieves?
Mm,
You said we were thieves.
She knows. She knows Senna's.
So I'm gonna, I don't know. I'm gonna say, if I look around, is there any type of any like spoons or like shells or something she can like dip it in like a fucking nacho or some shit? She can like take ingest some.
There's the ladle that she's been using to stir, and she
Okay,
just used to pour.
that worked. That worked.
What do you want to
Okay.
do with it?
You'll see.
Force the remedy down her throat.
How do you spell anal contusions?
Liquid enema. Mmm. Yes. Amazon has a sale.
Alright,
Oh,
what's the
fucking
idea
God.
here?
All right, so oh fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I don't know much about this alchemy stuff, as you know, because I'm here. Or any of this weird mixing concoction shit. So for me to trust you to know what this is, I need you to take some so I know it's not going to come back and hurt me, because if it does hurt me, you have hell raining over your head.
She kind of sighs and says, "Oh, for heaven's sake!" And she takes from the ladle and she slurps up kind of a big helping of it, and she plops the ladle back down and looks at you. Satisfied?
Yes. And I'm just going to look at her. See if anything happens, changes, she shits her pants. Anything of the sort.
She looks back at you, and there's a moment where her eye twitches very, very slightly. The corner of her upper lip starts to curl up a little bit, and her nose starts to like scrunch up. She takes a deep breath
Having a stroke.
and puts one hand up to you. Achoo! And she just sneezes.
I knew it. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
It's like, sorry, I hope that didn't get anywhere. Make sure to keep a cork on that thing if you're not going to drink it.
And I just look at the vial.
You can do an
And I
insight
look back
check
at
if you
her.
want, like, extra reassurance.
Yeah, fuck it.
You can do that.
There's never not too many insight checks.
There's never not too many. So that means
9.
there is too many. There are too many. A 9? To the best of your knowledge, she is being perfectly honest, and she definitely drank it.
I'm thinking.
I wonder if I need to just get involved here. If hypothetical, okay, what are you thinking? Feel free to think out loud. Just let me know whatever you're thinking about, Maddie.
Oh, aren't you gonna? Oh,
No, I'm not gonna. Whatever you're thinking, I don't want to interrupt. Whatever you're thinking.
Well, there I was hoping that like I wasn't being like poisoned or anything, so that's the reason why I did it. Because, never to be too careful.
Would you like to glance over at your companions and have them roll insight checks to see if like you can give them a glance and like, you guys think it's okay?
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then we can all roll insight checks.
Am I rolling insight?
Yes. Why can't I find it? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Like midway down.
All right. Big money, big money.
Big money, no whammies.
That is a nat 20.
Let's go!
And I have a +4 modifier, so.
Damn.
I got a 17.
Fuck
got me.
yeah.
Oh.
Both well, feel free to speak for yourself, Tyr, but Tyr intuits that it's definitely safe. She clearly drank it. We've been watching her the whole time. And then Alaris just like nods his head in reassurance at Senna, like, it's fine.
Okay, and then she takes like a big sigh of relief.
Okay.
Steve, do you think there's anything else here?
Not really. I guess we kind of already talked about exactly what we wanted to.
I feel like I want to press her for more.
For what exactly?
I don't know, just something about it. But I mean, we don't have to.
I'm just saying, like, if you were to press her, what would you press her on?
Well, the thing is they said because the Guardians, when we said her by name, he freaked the fuck out. That's what I just can't get away from that. Because you could say, oh, like the brother, whatever, Majig, but like when you made someone by name, then that's some shit could start getting real. Like, she could say that she was running with him, but in reality, she could be like the leader or some stupid shit. Or be like a lieutenant or whatever.
Yeah, they promote from within.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So the question is, like, why? But what would we ask, though? Because you just don't fucking just name someone by name, especially when it's just a bunch of fucking hooligans going in there, you know?
Yeah, well, real quick, this is just, I just want to make sure, like, we're understanding each other correctly. So, to my memory, what happened was you guys explained what brought you there, and you said the name Selka, and then that triggered him. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
but I don't know how to press into that. That's my problem.
I mean, you could say, like, the Guardian got particularly touchy when your name came up. When you specifically. Like, what are you trying to get at? More specifically, like,
I,
what would be the follow-up question? Like, what do you really want to
I
know?
don't know. That's the thing. Like, I know what I want to get at, but I don't know how to get there.
Okay, well, what do you want to get at?
Like, why did he freak out because of her name? You don't freak out because, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, naming someone by name is something completely different than, like, a group or something. Um,
You want to
I
that
run
mean,
back
makes
and
how would you?
ask the
any
Guardian?
fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go and summon his ass real
We'll be
quick.
right back. Hold on.
Um, man, how would you do that, Steve?
I don't know because
Or should we just be straight up?
Well, do you remember, I mean, what she said? Or are you just not satisfied with her answer?
No, I'm not satisfied with it.
Okay, like, what
no.
part of it?
So the fact that she didn't really, she
She
basically gave us an answer of
It's
why she got
like half truths. That's what.
defensive. Yeah, about the
Yeah, just
Guardian. Yeah.
defensive half truths. Especially with that first Nat 20 insight, because she was holding back information, but the question is what information. Um, I guess just be straight up. I guess, right?
I mean, how do you think Senna would handle it?
I mean, Senna can handle herself. I'm just
Well,
saying for
what do you
No,
mean
I
by
mean like
straight up? What are you asking?
well, like why would like just say like why um like why would this entity freak out um and have a like weird reaction to your name and your name alone.
Well, her name is the only one that, like, came up, right? So it's like, but the
Yeah.
overall point stands. I get what you're saying.
All right, then I'm gonna ask her that then.
Okay. Um,
I hope that's not a bad move.
you might have to give me a second, Maddie.
Yep, take time.
Okay. Yeah, I got something. Um, so, by the way, have you drunken the elixir yet or no?
No, I haven't
Okay.
touched it.
Okay. Um, at this point, she's kind of just like a little bit frustrated, or just kind of like tired of answering your questions.
Mm-hmm.
And she explains, "I've told you everything I can. I've I've had a big chug of the elixir that I've made for you. I've given you the cure. At this point, if you don't trust me, it's kind of on you."
You know, I don't believe that. I don't believe you're telling me everything that you know about this
Look,
place that you sent us. I
okay,
forgot the fucking name.
take a look around. You know where you are. You're in my remedies shop. I'm the expert. That means when people of less than reputable backgrounds like yourselves need work done, they come to me. That also means the Brotherhood had use of my services. there are things that I can do to support, enhance their strength, and to suppress the guardians. My work was probably especially um, toxic to the guardian, and my presence there and what I was doing was especially um, seen as a threat by him. So if they're calling out my name every 2 seconds for healing potions, strength potions, or to be the final one to aid in sealing away of the spirit, then that might be why. But I've made it right because I've given you a cure, and I've sent 3 brave heroes to free the Guardian, and indeed to bring peace and restabilize the Grove at large.
Alright, so I'm just gonna stand there and just look at her. And just trying to process this information. She's a little slow.
Let me know if you need me to repeat anything.
No, I got you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Imagine if you're talking to someone though, and you say some stuff like passionately, and then the other person's just
Say that again, but
just
slower.
blankly, please, one
I'm
more time.
completely retarded.
Blinks in different rates.
I need you to say that again. I'm a little slow.
Who are you again?
What was your name?
Why
I'm
the
sorry,
fuck am I
I
here?
blacked out there.
Passed out. Had another popsicle.
Yeah, I woke up with the popsicle stuck in my ass.
Jesus fucking Christ. Mm. I think I think Cinna's gonna back off. Yeah. Yeah, Cinna's gonna back off and then kind of wave everybody to leave.
Okay.
And then just skedaddle.
So before or as you're doing that, even,
Mm-hmm.
she says, "You've done well, but the elders will soon take notice of the flower being gone and of the spirit's return. One way or another, this has disrupted the balance or their impressions of it. So, if you're wise, you might want to leave this grove soon. But if you mean to continue, then tread carefully."
How would they know
She-
that this is gone? Or that plant was gone?
The elders have turned a blind eye to many of the things that are happening right beneath their feet and among them. But the the uh, the liberation, let's call it, of the Death's Bloom tends to make an impact, and the reinstantiation of the Guardian amongst these woods tends to make itself known. So they'll notice something changed.
How would they know it was us?
They might not. You're right. Then again, the 3 of you stand out, maybe most of all.
We'll see.
And then before we leave, I'm gonna tell her that if anything, some weird shit happens, I know where to find you. And then I walk out.
And then, well, as she goes, listen, until then, take this and consider it a peace offering, a token of my gratitude, call it what you will. But she starts to bring out different items for the three of you. So the first is 100 gold pieces per player.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to write that down.
I ain't too bad.
Okay. She also, and I guess you guys can decide how you want to distribute these. In my head, I had an idea, but like, do what you want with them. I don't care. She also hands you, and I'll paste it in the chat. She hands you a nightshade dagger. +1 dagger dealing an additional 1d4 poison damage. Hold on, my fucking notes thing is being stupid. This happens every time I dare to tab out of it. Okay, then she also gives you a potion of shadows, which grants advantage on stealth checks for 1 hour.
Is that it?
And then she gives you a forest talisman, which grants resistance to poison damage, and that's it. So, if you want to take a second to decide who gets what.
I say
I'll take the dagger.
I'll take the other two.
Lars is a team member, and he's kind of weak.
No, give
compared to
Alaris
you,
a
so
talisman.
I'm just saying.
Give
Like, you
Alaris
took
a
the ring
talisman.
too.
You
Like you
take
took the verdant
shadows.
ring too. I'm just saying.
No, I took the verdant ring. That's
Okay.
me. I just figured I use daggers. I might as well be the one that gets the daggers.
Yeah,
Wait,
no,
what the
in my
fuck? The
head.
talisman?
A
Grants
talisman?
resistance to poison damage.
Well, yeah, no shit. Is it like a fucking ring? Like, do I pour it over
Oh,
No, it's
myself
like
is
it's
a
like a little.
talisman?
It's like a
potion?
little. It's like a little like carving or symbol or whatever. It can be like a necklace, whatever.
Okay, it's like a token. Okay.
Right. Yeah, in my brain, I'm like,
Gotcha.
Tyr gets the dagger, the stealth potion goes to Maddie, and then the talisman goes to Alars. Do what you want, but like I felt like that made sense.
Actually, I could fuck with that. What's this called? Potion. Be good if I can. Fucking right. There.
Okay. Yeah, we can start using the spreadsheet too. Like I just pasted it into a new tab, just for the sake of having it there.
Gotcha.
Oh, and there's also, I guess, the... Yeah, we gotta figure out a better way to do this. We'll get to it. We'll get better as we go.
Yeah.
We'll,
Alright.
we'll get estimated.
Alright. Is that all? Senna, do you want to drink the potion?
Just drink the potion.
Yeah.
Okay, so... You bring the vial up to your chest height, basically, to look it over. And
That'd be
you...
super funny if she was like, "Psych, bitch! I was
I
resistant to the
say, I
poison."
do not like the way that he's fucking describing this.
No, that'd just be
you
really
see-
funny.
So you're holding this small, very intricately carved vial. You can tell it's very detailed. And it has kind of a unique shimmer to it that matches the shimmer of the Death's Bloom itself when you first saw it. I don't know if you remember, Maddie, because you may have like tuned that part out or whatever. But basically, when you first saw the flower, you saw that it changed in color from, I think it was like blue to violet to crimson, something like that. and it basically like would fade from one color to the next. And then
Mm-hmm.
as you're holding the vial, it's kind of swirling around and like blending between all those different colors all at once. And you can see that the vial itself has like very unique etchings into it, like carvings of ancient runes, like ancient symbols that glow faintly in the dim light of the shop. The potion itself feels warm to the touch, and the glass is kind of humming, similar to the sensation that Tyr felt when he was holding the flower. So it's kind of faintly humming and warm against the palm of your hand, almost like it's starting to react already to the curse that it's supposed to fight in the person who's holding it.
All right.
So
So I doubt it.
as you drink it, you start to feel a very intense warmth start to drip its way down your throat into your chest and into your stomach, and almost like warm you from within. And that kind of humming sensation continues. And then, as that's happening, you feel that tingling in your fingertips from when you were like holding the vial start to spread all throughout your body, down like up your neck into your face, even start to tingle, and down all the way through your body on into your toes. And then after that happens, you instinctively like shut your eyes, and once you reopen them, you feel like a great weight has been lifted, and you feel like more confident and steady in the way that you're standing and in your steps, and you can feel not just the comforting warmth of the remedy, but you feel a surge of power kind of like reinvigorate your limbs as that tingling starts to turn into like a more like strengthening feeling throughout your body.
Oh, yeah.
And let's say that gives you +5 temporary hit points. I was like debating whether or not to do that, but I think it makes sense.
All right. You said 5.
Yeah, +5 temporary hit points. And your AC returns to normal.
Boom. Okay. There we go.
Okay. As that kind of magic settles into your body, there's a very faint silvery, like silverish mark in the palm of your hand where you were holding the vial. It briefly appears on your skin, like this weird silvery glistening glow, like masking over your skin, before it starts to fade away. Okay, what do you guys want to do now? By the way, Salka is in the back going, I told you!
And just give her the finger.
Oh, sure, be like that.
Chucks vial right at her head.
Yeah, I'm gonna chuck the vial at her.
Are you actually?
Yeah, just lightly, like a light toss, not like baseball. Pitch that shit.
Okay, as you do that, it kind of like, dinks off one of the shelves near her head. And then before you know it, you are like, by some invisible force, pushed and like almost like a giant hug wrapping its arms behind you, pushed out of her shop with the door shut behind you. And the lights go pitch black behind you and inside the shop. And now you're standing outside of it.
All of us or just her?
All of you. All of us.
I'm gonna get a
So,
beer. So I start walking towards the inn.
okay.
And
Uh,
then I'm gonna say that's a great idea, and then follow. And then I'm gonna kick Alaris in the ass, so he's coming with us.
uh, Alaris, rubbing his rump in pain, slightly pain. Um, says, "Didn't you want to check with the elders so we can figure out what they know about what's going on here?"
Yes, but
They'll
I'm
know that after
thirsty.
the beer.
I'm thirsty.
Okay.
5 minutes, Dad.
Okay, so you head back to the tavern slash inn. Keep in mind it's still pretty much the dead of night. It's very very late and very quiet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So is the bartender there?
Yeah, let's say he's working the night shift. It's pretty dead quiet. You come back. It's cozy. It's dimly lit. There's a little fire going.
Do you know what time it would be roughly? You'd say
Like just early morning.
Let's say like
like
3
4
in the
o'clock.
morning, around there, like dead of night. Um, so as you walk in, he kind of looks you guys over. You guys look a little bit worse for wear, a little bit rough around the edges. And he looks at you guys and says, "Rough night? You look like you could use a drink or two."
God, you
I'll
could say
take
that again.
I'll take 2 beers and 2 minutes to just collect my thoughts.
Okay. If you want, you can take. Yeah, you guys. Remind me how much ale costs. Fucking, I had it like in my other notes.
Was it
I'll
like
take a
five
minute.
silver or something like that?
Yeah, I can
No,
find it in like 2 seconds.
Something cheap.
Give me
I
a
don't know.
minute
I can't
here.
remember what it was.
There's a difference
it
between like a gallon and
is.
a cup. Let's see, okay, yeah. So it was drink. Okay, so an ale,
I
a
was like,
gallon of ale is 2 silver piece, and a mug is 4 copper. At least that's what I used before. But that's when you guys were pretty broke. So it is what it is.
yeah, I'm gonna fucking write these down. Hold on, because my God. Okay, so you said what was 2 silver,
Uh, 2 silver. It's a gallon of ale.
and then you said 4 copper was a mug.
Yes.
I had this image in my head where like it's dead quiet. We all come in, sit down at the bar. I take a sip of my beer, and Senna just eats the fucking flask. Just
Eats the what?
eats the whole like flask of beer, like pint of beer. Just like she's so fucking big. She just goes
Meanwhile, Lars
another.
is like, "Well, that sucked."
We gonna talk about that or
Are we gonna talk about any of that?
yeah? No, no, we're not. Not right now.
I got ton of more energy for that shit.
Okay, so y'all pay the good barkeep. We're gonna have to fucking. I need to get a handle on fucking spending armor inventory shit. We'll get better. I'll work on that for next session for sure. In the meantime, you guys are fucking rich. I don't really think it's a problem.
Yeah,
It's
I
not like
mean,
you're
I have
buying
it all
anything
written
major.
down.
Yeah, eventually,
Yeah,
like I want to let you guys like spend money on like big shit like armor and weapons and shit. But I'll
they
build
have
that
shit
out.
for shops
Yeah,
online and stuff.
yeah. I have some good templates too ready to go for that too.
Hell
Like I
yeah.
have like a fucking table for how much everything would be. All right.
Oh boy.
So you guys pick pick your favorite booth for when times are real tough, as they have been for a while now, and you get to drinking and talking. Alaris just looks at the both. So when it comes to the elders, what do we tell them?
First they find out, and then they come find us. But when they find us, we're no longer there.
You're thinking of skipping. I mean, they're not our enemies.
I mean, I don't plan on staying here. Do you?
I don't know. Kind of grown to like it here.
Well, you are a druid. We are in a place of druids.
I don't.
Makes
I,
sense.
I don't. I don't see the connection. I don't. I think you're. That's a leap.
I just go, okay. Just chug a beer.
It's like I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about these people.
Yeah. Oh man, I wonder why
Like
he's
them.
so happy here. Hmm.
It's like, well, believe it or not, I didn't grow up a lot with around a lot of other druids, so being here
I
is
grew up in
actually
the
kind of
druid
nice.
projects.
In the group,
We grew
well,
up in
I
the
didn't.
bad side of the forest.
so
Oh my god.
so it's just kind of nice being at a place that, I mean, it's not just kind of familiar, but they seem to need us. It feels like we could help them.
But didn't we already help them?
How?
Well, we returned the spirit guardian. We've alleviated some of the mist and the spread of the whispers, and brought back a sense of stability to the immediate surroundings. There's something deeper going on in the forest that's causing the corruption that we still don't know about, but we've made a difference so far.
That you're not wrong about.
True, but how are we gonna figure out this whole darkness in the forest thing? Seems like no one knows what the hell's going on.
Alaris,
Also, we barely know how we got to this grove.
yeah, Alaris thinks back to the vision that he got, or that he received from the wolf. After his main story was done, he got a vision, or he kind of retells the ending of it to you guys, explaining, I can't help but think back to the vision the wolf gave me towards the end, before I left the forest to return back to be in the presence of the wolf and both of you guys. I was in a forest that was corrupted, much like the one that's here, and I can't get this image out of my head, but it felt like the corruption was creeping through every corner, every inch of the wilds, and on my way through the portal to end up back in the presence of the wolf, it seemed like the corruption was seeping through that portal as well.
Did you see any sores?
No, it just seemed like it just seemed like the corruption of the forest that I was in my vision was able to move between or seep into the escape portal that I was shown.
So, if that was an actual image he was showing you, the darkness is seeping in from somewhere else, and it's not in this forest.
Maybe not the source. I mean, what did you guys see in your visions?
Well,
Just
I
mainly my
saw
dad.
my home being burned to the ground, my family getting killed by a giant black spirit.
It's a little bit racist.
Why you gotta be black though?
Not all spirits are black. Um,
He had a big old sheet over
but
him.
I wonder too, because that wasn't everything. When after I was free from that vision, I saw a glimpse into another one. It was very brief, but I saw the lantern that I had lost, or that was stolen.
I saw my prism
And
necklace too.
Yeah, I saw mine as well.
any idea where they could be? What else did you see?
I'm going back to my notes.
You could check the chat too.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah.
Chat is my notes. The only thing I seen on mine was mine being on a pedestal with some flames. Um, Maybe I heard some things in the background like pickaxes and hammers, but that's all about what I can make out from that.
Pickaxes, hammers, flames.
I mean,
Hell
I
itself.
mean, what is that? What does that sound like?
Hell itself.
hell yeah, we're gonna turn this campaign into Doom. So all I can really remember about my prism necklace was surrounded by darkness. There were beautiful colors, and then it was gone.
Any indication as to? Because Senna mentioned that she saw flames and she heard pickaxes.
I mean, I heard some like faint military chanting, but that's about it.
It feels like just pieces. It doesn't feel like it's enough to go on. I
Yeah, I
mean,
wasn't give too much information either, so
Mm.
at this point, we came here trying to find these stolen items for a reason. I say we see it through.
Well, if anything, the person who stole the items are actually from here, so
Yeah.
maybe it would make sense to hang about for a little while.
Yeah, and I think, well, this is the tricky part. We have to make sure the druids trust us enough, or the elders trust us enough at this point, and try and learn what we can from them to hopefully be able to track down one of their harpers who stole it to begin with. We still don't know much about them or where they went.
True.
The sooner we track them down, the quicker we can get out of here, Senna.
that's true.
So I guess we're staying.
But the first time when shit gets dodgy, especially when it comes to that Deathbone thing, I think we should really skip town.
Agreed.
Or fight it out.
I just kicked Tyr under the table.
Tyr just starts laughing as he drinks his beer.
So, the question remains with regard to the elders, how much do we tell them?
Vague as possible, little information. If they want it, they'll pry for it.
I say we keep our cards close to our chest until we have a hand that we're ready to play.
Tilt my
Right
beer
now, we
towards him.
we don't exactly know what they're planning, if they are, or really what they're doing here at all. So I would say let's try to keep ourselves out of the picture as much as we can and just comply with what they want us to do for now. There's no reason for them to know everything about us.
That's true. I wonder how much do you think they would know about the Guardian and what sealed it away, or how they would feel? Like I don't. If they sense his presence in the forest come morning, it'd be interesting
Well,
to know what they know.
true. I mean, at this point, this is kind of a wait and see moment, you know? There's not much we can do but wait and see. So, do you want another beer? Because I'm going to get another beer.
Yeah, make mine a double.
Mm.
Hey,
Make his a
did theirs
gallon.
have doubles? Did yours come in doubles?
Do they come in pints too? Beer. This come in pints
I
now.
thought this druid said he wants a gallon.
As and then as Tyr gets up to get another round for the table, the crackling of the fireplace continues to fill the um, morning, the oncoming morning air with warmth and a really cozy vibe as the three of you get a little bit closer than you were before and start to bond over the new plan and everything that you've learned about each other and have gone through so far. The crackles of the fire, the chuckles and the laughter, and the pouring of the drinks ring out in the distance as the camera pulls back on this humble little inn. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Yay! Well done. Well done.
Good job, guys. I'm proud of you. That was great.
The most interaction we had in the whole campaign combined.
I know. I'm very happy about it. I think that was so much fun. I'm glad it's picking up. Story-wise, also too, I think things are starting to come together.
Yeah, I would say so. It's definitely getting more and more interesting the more stuff that kind of...
Yes. And y'all don't even know. I did so much for this session that at this rate, I'm gonna have like the next 3 sessions at least covered. I'm ready and done. So that's kind of nice, which is partly why I thought like, okay, this is probably a good time to pause.
It
So,
felt like it was about time to pause.
yeah, because like the next few weeks even now are like covered in advance, so we're good.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, dope.
Dude, the shit that's coming your way, you don't even know.
That's not good
I'm
news.
excited.
You don't even know. No, but for real, guys, like, amazing job. I loved the interaction. I loved the questions. I loved how you were working together and like formulating and thinking about the best way to think of things, and playing off each other. I thought that was really, really good.
Yay.